The November update for Starfield was just dropped by the development team at Bethesda Game Studios, offering players of this game new content, significant quality of life improvement, and long-requested features. They have also announced that the game has had a huge new milestone when it comes to total amount of players who have explored the settled systems in Starfield. But before we get into it, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all the latest Starfield news. Starfield has now officially surpassed 15 million total players since its September 2023 launch, marking a significant achievement for Bethesda. This new milestone highlights that the game still has some popularity, driven by its expansive universe and compelling exploration mechanics for those of us out there who love sci-fi games. But it can also not go without being said that the game's player count does seem to be lower than pre-Shattered Space release numbers, and most of these 15 million players do come from Game Pass. This screenshot that you're seeing right now is the player counts for Starfield as I record this video. The red arrow is pointing to the Shattered Space release date, which peaked at just over 20,000 players on Steam. And now the game is down to just 6,500 players in the last 24 hours, at least at its peak, and that's down from the pre-Shattered Space release numbers, which were around 9 to 10,000 players. But of course, this is just on Steam, and we don't have a clear player count for the game on Game Pass where the most players are. I mean, it has been estimated that Starfield has only sold around 3 million copies so far, give or take some, so the vast majority of players in this game are for sure on Game Pass. And finally, in a statement to the community about this 15 million player milestone, Bethesda Game Studios expressed gratitude for the support, emphasizing their commitment to continually enhancing the game based on player feedback. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the new player milestone for Starfield and the questionable player counts that the game is currently seeing. Now let's move on and talk about this new update that they've just released. The November update for Starfield introduces several quality of life improvements aiming at enhancing performance, stability, and gameplay enjoyment for players across all platforms. Notable features in this update include the reintroduction of the uncapped frame rate option for Xbox Series X users, addressing and adding a major community request to Starfield. The patch also resolves multiple quest-related issues, particularly those affecting missions like the Trackers Alliance questlines, ensuring smoother progression for all players. Players can explore the updated patch notes for a comprehensive list of all the little improvements and quest fixes in the game, including fixes to bugs that have previously hindered the experience. These adjustments demonstrate Bethesda Game Studios' ongoing dedication to this game and maintaining Starfield as a polished and engaging title. The updates might be slower going forward after the release of Shattered Space, but it's nice to see they are still improving the game. One of the most requested features from the Starfield community has been the ability to unlock achievements while using creations from the Verified Creators program. With the November update, Bethesda Game Studios has introduced this much-awaited feature. Now certain creations no longer block achievements while you're playing the game, allowing players to enjoy custom content without compromising their progression or bragging rights. Bethesda unfortunately has also clarified that achievements will not retroactively unlock on prior game saves where non-compatible creations were used in the past, ensuring transparency about the system's limitations. Players are encouraged to further monitor the creations menu or the Bethesda Creations page to check for updates on achievement compatibility. Let me know down in the comments what you think about all of these new features and all of the bug fixes to quest and quality of life improvements in this November update for Starfield. To celebrate its new player milestone, Bethesda has also introduced 2 free new creations for players, both of which adding exciting new dimensions to the Starfield experience. These creations reflect the game's spirit of exploration and its focus on player-driven narratives. The Starfield universe further expands with the introduction of the Dimog, a state-of-the-art land vehicle designed for rugged planetary exploration, and honestly, in my opinion, when Bethesda first put the Rev 8 into the game, the coolest part of it was the mods that I knew we were going to see from it. Built for speed, durability, and combat readiness, this Dimog boasts a fully enclosed cabin to protect players from hostile environments and threats. Its exceptional handling makes navigating difficult terrain around Starfield a breeze, while its onboard rocket launcher provides a robust defense against wildlife and enemy encounters. This vehicle is a testament to Bethesda's commitment to rewarding players and enhancing their exploration tools. Available for free through the Creations menu or the Bethesda Creations site, the Dimog is a must-have addition for intrepid explorers looking to conquer new frontiers, and I mean it's free, so why not add it to your game? And now, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, Starfield has also introduced the Perfect Recipe, a heartfelt new quest set in Aquila City. Players meet a new character in this questline, a gifted mechanic with an unexpected passion for cooking. When players first discover an old recipe book during player in their travels around the settled systems, they uncover this character's hidden dreams of becoming a galaxy-renowned chef, dreams long set aside for practicality. This new quest being added to Starfield takes players on an emotional journey as they help him reignite his aspirations, blending past regrets with present opportunities. The Perfect Recipe offers a touching narrative for players about second chances and finding one's true calling in the vastness of the settled systems. It's also interesting here how Bethesda has decided to introduce these free new quests and the Diamog vehicle inside the creations menu. Of course, they're wanting to push this new system and make players go into the creations menu more often to see what's for sale there, but these free additions could have been just added to the game. But obviously Bethesda has other plans and they really want to push these creations. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the 2 new free creations being added to Starfield from Bethesda Game Studios. While Starfield continues to attract millions of players, the game's journey has not been without its challenges, of course. Earlier updates to the game, including the Shattered Space expansion, received mixed reviews, with some players critiquing the DLC's brevity and technical issues at launch. Personally, for me, I did have some fun playing Shattered Space, and I did love the look of the new world that they introduced to us, but $30 for this DLC expansion to Starfield does seem a bit steep for what we're ultimately getting here. To me, overall, this DLC felt like cut content from the base game of Starfield. This story really felt like it was meant to be a faction questline and one that started interestingly but did not have a big payoff in the end. However, Bethesda Game Studios has consistently demonstrated its commitment to improving the game through regular updates and free content drops. The introduction of maps for major cities, quality of life features, and now achievement-friendly creations reflects Bethesda's dedication to addressing player feedback. These efforts by the studio underscore their intent to sustain Starfield as a living, evolving experience for its community, and hopefully years down the road we can look back on all of the progress that they've made with this game. As Starfield solidifies its place as one of Bethesda's most ambitious titles, speculation about the game's future continues to grow within the fan base. While a sequel is likely very far off, probably in the late 2030s if it ever comes, given Bethesda's focus on the Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5. The current game, however, does remain a vibrant platform for expansion in the future. Regular updates, additional creations, and potentially more DLCs down the road will keep players engaged in the coming years in Starfield. Bethesda has already committed to a new DLC in the future for this game and has the ambition to release annual expansions for the game going forward. The second expansion also for Starfield might have been leaked by a trademark filing from ZeniMax Media, and in this leak the name Starborn was seen, so this might be the name of the next DLC, possibly hinting at a story tied to the main narrative of Starfield. Former Bethesda developers have also hinted at the possibility of a Starfield 2 down the line as well, but most of this is just speculative talk. But for now, the studio is committed to enriching the current game and focusing on their future projects. With ongoing support, the universe of Starfield promises to remain an exciting frontier for exploration, storytelling, and community-driven creativity. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the future of Starfield and what you want to see from the game. The Starfield Shattered Space expansion has obviously received mixed reviews from the fan base since its release back in September of this year, with criticism focusing on its lack of new features and limited space content. Amid all of this feedback, Todd, the creative director at Bethesda Game Studios, has reflected on whether the studio's decision to release the Rev 8 buggy as a free update ahead of the DLC overall impacted the expansion's reception by the fan base. In a conversation with Xbox head Phil Spencer, Howard wondered if bundling the buggy, a highly requested feature from the players for planetary exploration, with Shattered Space could have enhanced the DLC's appeal at its launch. Phil Spencer further explained that balancing development resources with expansion content is a challenge for any developer, and the feedback about Starfield Shattered Space largely revolved around expectations for more significant new features. Critics of this DLC noted that the expansion added little for space gameplay, despite its name suggesting otherwise, Shattered Space, and that its new content primarily centered to ground-based exploration. The Rev 8 buggy released in August of 2024, about a month before the DLC released, and was a significant improvement to Starfield's planetary gameplay. While some argue its earlier release improved the base game itself, others believe including it in the expansion might have helped it for a more robust release. Despite the mixed reviews on the DLC, Howard remained optimistic about future Starfield content, hinting at plans for annual expansions to keep the game fresh. Phil Spencer noted that finding the right balance between regular updates and meaningful expansions to their games is an ongoing learning process for both Bethesda and Xbox. Bethesda's next step for Starfield remained under wraps at the moment officially, as the studio also focuses on the Elder Scrolls 6. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all the latest Starfield news. And if you're looking for something else to watch, click one of the videos you're seeing on screen right now. I will see you there.